Apologies. That's Dr. K.S. Gopal. Dr. K.S. Gopal. Can we all please settle down? We're starting with the next presentation.
We are living this year at we have appointment at 5 p.m. and see you. You take one for me. I send you money.
You going back?
No, we will not see me, but I will give you money. How can I send money to you? How many it costs? How many it costs? Oh, I'm going to okay? No, I did it. Okay.
Let's start. I'll just sit and
Everyone please settle down.
Yeah, please, all of you please seated. Our session is going to start. And Mr. Gopal is going to make a presentation. Please. People in the last, please come forward. People come forward.
We're starting with the presentation now. Please take your seats. Mr. Gopal.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think those who are in the back, if they can come forward, that is better.
Please come forward.
Hello.
Please come forward.
Can you all please settle down quickly so that we can start the session? Okay, let me start. Questions if they are coming or they are not coming again. If they are standing outside, they can come. If they are left, then it's fine. You can proceed. So good afternoon, everybody, and it is quite common for any conference. Post lunch session, the capacity will be hardly 40%. So we are used to this, nothing to worry. But anyway, quantity is not important here. Quality is important. those who are staying, maybe they are interested in quality. I don't know. Since my session has been little advanced today, I was supposed to give my session by 3:30, but now it has been advanced. So I would like to take you through some of the aspects about silk mark. But before that, as in the pre-lunch session, I told you, the moment we call Indian silk, always we remember silk sari in India, or in India is concerned. But there are scopes beyond silk, beyond textiles, that I already told you. I don't know how many of you have heard about silk mark, but anyway, those who have not heard about silk mark, in this session, I would like to present how the silk mark came into existence and how it is going to help the society, it is going to help the women folk in the country, and not in the country, in the world also. And it is a very noble scheme of government of India. Many times we feel that government of schemes are long, but what happens after a few years, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down, many of these schemes gets natural death. It has happened many schemes. I can name many few, but I don't want to hurt anybody. But this is a scheme for last 16 to 17 years. It has been continuously flourishing. Maybe I'm not here to appreciate myself, but maybe there are some inherent properties or inherent qualities of the scheme. It is getting up. Minus these 2 years. 2021, 1920, 2021. We always refer silk, the queen of textiles, but why? There must be some reason for that. And since most of us from the technical side, like NIFT students are there, so they keep on studying technical aspects of many textile fibers. Why silk is queen of textiles? Because silk consists of most of the textile properties of the fiber, whether it is a functional properties, whether it is aesthetics, whether it is comfort, whether it is ecological, whether it is safety. So since silk has got all these 5 qualities, so we call it queen of textiles. But you take any other, so for shining, cotton shining is little less. You take for jute, those is natural fiber. But all those characteristics only silk is having. Therefore, silk is mostly called as queen of textiles. And any industry mostly flourishes if you have got very strong domestic market and export market. And you will be happy to know that India is the largest consumer of silk in the world. Though India is the second largest producer of silk in the world, but it is the largest consumer of the silk in the world. So this is a matter of it is a matter of pride for all of us. India not being a so rich country, but still we consume most of the silk in the country domestically. There is an organization, markets and markets. I think many of you, since you are in the trade, you might have heard about this organization. Markets and markets analysis. They keep on analyzing, they keep on forecasting the growth of many industries, not only textiles, but other than textiles, they keep on doing some research work and they try to forecast the growth. So based on this markets and markets study, they are telling by from 2018 to 2023, the CAGR of around 18% they are expecting. So far as Indian silk is concerned, about 18% growth, they are 7.8% growth they are expecting in silk. Globally, I told you the 7.8% growth they are expecting in the silk industry. Silk is so precious and so important and so close to us because most of the religious functions, then your social functions are happening but not without silk. And mainly you might have heard that silk is passed from generation to generation. I mean, it's from mother it goes to daughter and it goes to daughter to daughter. Like jewelry. Wool mark, this is the first textile mark in the world, the wool mark. It is from Australia. And like that for the gold, it is BIS mark, that is hallmark. And for cotton apparels, it's cotton mark. And hand woven products, India handloom brand or handloom mark. Likewise, since the quality, quality is one of the important factors in the silk, and it is very, very high in demand. In any item for any textiles, if it is high in demand, there are scope of adulteration, like gold, lot of scope of adulteration, like silk, lot of scope of adulteration. But it doesn't happen in the polyester, because when per kg of silk you can buy in 4,500 to 5,500 per kg, whereas in any synthetic fabric you go, it is hardly 800 to 1,000 rupees per kg. See, you can understand which adulteration of non-silk fiber in the silk material, lot of cost reduction may take place, and there are many unscrupulous traders in the market. They tend to pass on the non-silk product in the name of silk to the consumers. Therefore, there was a need in the industry, why not to come up some of the mark which can really protect our consumers, which can support our consumers in buying decisions, and see that consumers are not cheated with the fake silk or the adulterated silk. So this silk mark can be used right from the yarn, then your fabric at manufacturing stage, at the garment stage, at the retail stage. How do we promote this? So we developed 3 types of silk mark label. And this label, the left side you are seeing, it is a paper hand tag label. It has got QR code and it has got serial number. With the help of serial number and the QR code, the consumer can trace its sources and from where it has been bought, from where it has been purchased. And what since the paper hand tag label is a very transferable, it can be transferred from one fabric to another fabric. So, keeping in view that Digital India initiative and this making it more secure, the Silk Mark Organization of India to develop a sticker type of label. The moment it is put onto the fabric, if anyone wants to remove it, it is not possible because it comes into bits, into pieces. So it is only single use. Whereas in the first one, chances are there one can take it out and use for the other fabric, and it can be misused sometimes. Therefore, shortly within a year's time, we are going to take it out. Already production of this paper tag has been stopped, and now the center one, that is sticker level, is in the market. It's quite user friendly and very, very light in weight. And a lot of security features are in this. There are 3D this type of what you take stickers, I mean hologram. How does it work? Basically, how this whole system works here. The first of all, what we do, we create a repository in the corporate office that is in Bangalore, and from Bangalore, this is the website. What you are seeing, it is our central office that is in Bangalore. All the Silk Mark level productions data are captured in the Bangalore, and then it is transferred to this. We have got 10 branch offices across the country. Then those levels are physically shifted to all those branch offices, and in the inventory management system, it shows that certain amount of Silk Mark levels are transferred to the different chapters established in different parts of the country, right from north to south, east, west, everywhere we are gone. Then from those branch offices, it goes to the retail outlets. Retail outlets means those who are the members of Silk Mark Organization of India. Then from there it goes to the consumers. The moment it comes to the consumers can scan the QR code and see the access that who are the source where from this has been purchased. So this is the system it works. It can be used, as I told you, primary products, intermediary products, and finished products like yarn, then your fabric, then your sari, finished products, the garments, and even non-silk carpets it can be used. How the consumers are getting benefited because they are sure that they are going to get 100% pure silk products if it is affixed with the silk mark label. What are the benefits of becoming a member? The person who becomes a member, they can become, if any individuals are there, any retail outlets, any association, any society, any NGO, they can become the member of Silk Mark Organization of India by paying the tax fee that is annual to be renewed for a 5 years period. In the process, what happens? In the process of promoting the silk mark label in the industry, we are not only protecting the consumers, we are also protecting our silk stakeholders, silk businessmen, silk retail outlets. Because the moment any consumer is cheated with a fake silk, loss goes to our stakeholders, those who are dealers, weavers, traders, then your dyers, processors, printers. So this complete silk value chain is there. So whole value chain is getting affected. What are the pre-qualification criteria? Who can become a member? Say any retail outlets or any manufacturers, they can manufacture silk, non-silk, cotton, anything they can do it. But on the pure silk products, they have to use the silk mark label. If you visit any showroom, any textile showroom, many textile showrooms, they have got a separate section for the pure silk. So when we tell housekeeping this, they should have a separate section to sell the pure silk products where they can keep the silk mark label products. These are the pre-qualification criteria. Then we train them how to use the label, how to maintain the silk mark label stock. Then which are the products that should use the silk mark, where it should not be used. So see the process of application. The moment any person is interested to become a member of silk mark, they apply in the prescribed format. Then our officer make a visit to the concerned agency, concerned retail outlets, and see their housekeeping, see their manufacturing facility, if they are manufacturer. Then they are enrolled and enter into a legal agreement, and after that we train them and supply the silk mark level. Then you may ask, how do you have a check on this, whether really they are using the silk mark level on the right product or not. So for that we have got a surveillance system in place, that is in-house surveillance system and third-party surveillance system. Yes, what the study shows that 60% of the time, as already I told you in my earlier session, 60% of the time that if we don't buy the silk mark level products, if you go and buy silk without silk mark level, there are chances out of 10 times, 6 times you may land up buying non-silk products in the name of silk. A small deep study was made by us in different cities of the country like Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Bengaluru, and Delhi. So we found that out of 10 times if you buy a silk without silk mark level, you are likely that 6 times you will be landing up buying non-silk products in the name of silk. We keep on organizing various programs to aware the consumers, because consumers are the only pulling force for success of this scheme. The more demand from consumers come, the more we get the enrollment of members. We keep on organizing various awareness programs through different media, electronic media, then your print media, then digital media, and through different exhibitions, because the brand name of exhibition is Silk Mark Expo, and this is the only expo not only in the country but in the world which assures you to get 100% pure silk product. Not even a single exhibition in the country or in the world which is happening, which gives you an opportunity to buy 100% pure silk, and that too with a guarantee. No exhibition in today. There are many expos have come in the country in the name of Silk India Expo, Silk Paradise, Silk and India, Silk Cotton, Silks of India, then your Silk Galleria. There are many brand names which have come. They have branded each a Silk Expo, but not even a single expo will give you a guarantee of buying 100% pure silk except Silk Mark Expo. These are some of the images. We are always present in the print media, as suggested. Print media, we are there, in magazines, and digital media through all the social handles like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, radio, and TV is there. Then OH also is out of home. We keep on doing the hoardings at different places. We keep on branding this plain bodies in the country. So that the message goes from southern part to the northern part of the country, like buses. So this is all about the silk mark. So when we dream what we are having, so we keep on talking about silk separately. I have Indian silk, I have Chinese silk, Korean silk. But the major challenge is that there is no single platform where all silk stakeholders in the world can come on single platform. So why not to take this message and to create something like in the gold there is a World Gold Council. So the World Gold Council has got members from all across the world. So why not we can create the World Silk Council, something like this, so that the silk stakeholders of the countries, whether it is manufacturing or fashion designing or retailing, they can come on the single platform and they can showcase their products. Say for example, you have to source some products from the South Korea or some products from China, some products from Italy. The fashion garments you want to buy from Italy, but there is no a single door or single window where you can go and approach. So this idea I had given in the international conference also in Japan. Why not to create one World Silk Council, something like this, and it should work as a market development organization for the silk. Silk means pure silk only. So let all the stakeholders of the country can come on the single platform and create a platform where the businessmen, fashion designers, retail outlets, manufacturers, they can come and showcase their products, and anyone can source from anywhere. But it is the dream stage. So let us see some this dream can come true, and we are trying our best, because there is one organization here, that is International Sericultural Commission. So there are 21, 22 countries, they are the members. We are trying to take them along and create some platform, but it is very, very infant stage. So these are the countries in that council, International Sericultural Congress, that Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Brazil, Korea, Egypt, France, Ghana, India, Greece, Indonesia, Iran, Japan, Kenya. These are all the countries. So silk is the heritage. So let us, the whole stakeholders, the person who is handling the silk industry, those who are interested in silk, let us come together and do protect this silk industry. I know that if you compare the textiles, the silk, percentage of silk and contribution of silk is quite minimum, very dismal, 0.2% hardly comes, not even 0.2% comes. But still, we cannot dream the India or Indian silk without silk. Because any marriages, if you go in the country, it happens with silk only, and we can't imagine any marriages happening in the country without silk. So this is such a very important fiber. So let us all come together and protect this. And with this, I would like to conclude my talk on the silk. And if anyone is having any queries on the silk, any queries, because we are trying to create a gateway to India website. Shortly it will be coming and it will be launching silkmarkindia.com. We are trying to bring this website, bring out this website for anything. If you want about silk, if you want to know, if you want to learn about Pochampally silk, if you want to know how to wear the sari, if you want to know how many types of silks are available in the country, how many commercial silks are available in the country, you can simply visit that website, then you will have that information. Whether you are a student, whether you are a academician, whether you are, if you want to start some business in the silk, so there will be information available on the website how to start the silk business. What are the types of business available? Shortly, it is coming, maybe another 3 to 4 months, it will be out, and definitely you will be communicated with this website. So we want to bring a gateway to Indian silk industry. That website is shortly coming, and if you have got any query, you can ask me now, or you can reach to silkmark@silkmarkindia.com. Anytime you can approach that. If any query about the products, we keep on receiving the inquiries from the outside country like France, Bengaluru, Japan, because they have got the biggest challenge. They do not know who are the authentic silk sellers. Even online cheatings are happening. One lady from Canada, she purchased very recently, it has happened 2 months back only it has happened. She purchased silk mark products. That was the fake silk mark logo they have put in. She has purchased the silk products paying 31,500, and that person is not at all existing. Only he is making the online business, and some third class product they will send it to from here, all artificial silk, but with silk mark logo. So naturally, after seeing the website, she has approached us. Now we have taken this issue with the local police station there, trying to sort it out. Though small amount is very, very small, but it is question of image of the country. 31,500, it is not a very big amount. But here, the image of country gets involved. So therefore, we have to be very careful. Even importers have to be careful to source the pure silk products. Therefore, if they come through us, if they come through Silk Mark India, they are sure, they are not only sure, they are 100% sure that they are going to get 100% pure silk products. This is the advantage of the Silk Mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. That was a very informative session about silk. I would now like to invite Mr. Shrikant, General Manager, and Mr. Arun Regan, Senior Manager, 3D Application, Monotech Systems Limited, for their presentation on digitization in textiles.
Thank you, Asha. I think we are probably at the end session, and so we have to probably webcast and show it technology-wise to all the people around. Thank you very much, Nikki, for the invitation for this session. 3D printing, as you all know, is revolutionizing a lot of things, and textile industry is not left behind. So the recent past, we are hearing a lot of things happening in textile, not only textile, apparel industry as a whole. So we will take you through a session on what it is. I represent a company called Monotech and Monotech Systems Limited, based out of Chennai, and we have offices across the country, 10 locations, where we have offices, and we operate in 25 different locations as well. We have sales of 3D printers solutions and also 3D print services. I'm general manager for Madam of 3D print services, where we have a full-fledged additive manufacturing center, where we can cater to your services of any innovative requirement which you might have as a one-point of solution or one-stop solution, where we can deliver services one-off from a small textile spare part to a product to a wearables. I was even discussing this morning with the gentleman president here on the textile wear, the electrodes and the embedded technology, where we can embed those 3D printed parts inside the fabric. So those things are possible. So the sky is the limit. The most important thing which we have seen as evolving in the last few years is the wearables. Though wearables have not completely, hit the shelves in the showrooms, apparels have done. For example, Adidas has revolutionized the way shoes are made. Today, you can go walk into an Adidas showroom, customize your shoe sole using the 3D print technology, scan your sole, your foot using the technology, and then 3D print a customized sole specifically for your foot. So that's the way innovation is taking place. And a number of other areas which we can showcase, and we partner with the OEM partners across the globe, 3D Systems, Mark Forged. Dr. Ajit is one of our customers using it in NFPI. They have a Mark Forged Mark II machine where I believe they are using a concept called same day spare part. So same day spare part, SPSP, and Mr. Arun will tell you more about it. Over to you, Arun, and if you need any, in the meanwhile, as it sets up, if you want to do anything, go to the I can share some thoughts. Anything in particular I can share while he sets up? So the other part which I was discussing earlier is about the use of data capture. So 3D scanners is another thing area where now earlier you had a lot of cumbersome body scanning, and now 3D scanners capture through a photogrammetry booth. So we have a photogrammetry booth in our own R&D. We have an R&D team as well. So it has about a small booth of 4 by 4 meter or 2 by 2 meter. So you can stand inside the booth and it will 3D capture 80 snapshots within a few seconds, almost the entire body. The main purpose of that geometry booth is to take your data point for printing your entire model, visual model, as a complete color product. But it can be extended for capturing various data points for the blockchain or for artificial intelligence or for any other things. Because body scanning is cumbersome, this is much more just within a few seconds it can be done. That is another thing which is developing. So 3D scanners with capturing data for various applications is also one important aspect which is developing. I just saw that in the internet about the avatars of which you can have using 3D scanners, and then walk into a store and print your apparel or your textile and then walk out of the store in a few hours. So all that is evolving. A number of interesting things involving the technology. Arun will tell you something more about it in this presentation. Arun.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. It's a great honor for us to have this platform to showcase our portfolios and how we are supporting for this textile industries. So, agenda of today's presentations, like a few slides about ourselves and partnership and transformations. In each industries, we are facing a lot of transformation journey. Right now, we are into Industry 4.0. It making significant impact in all the industries. So, like utilization in textile industries, what are the things is happening, and using our 3D printing technologies, what are the solutions we are providing for various fashion industries and shoe industries, and there are many industries are available in the market. So, what practically we can able to do with the 3D printing, and how much optimized solution we can able to provide, that I will show you in practical way. And different type of textile applications. With the different type of technologies, we develop a lot of parts for different type of applications in terms of research and development. So I will show you some images. What are the parts we developed with our composite and polymer material, and our facilities and services. Our mother plant is located in Chennai, and we have around 19 3D printing technology, and then 7 different type of 3D printing process. And with the optimization node, I can conclude today's presentations. So why 3D printing technologies there in the market? Like we can see your imagination comes true. Like we always have ideas and concept. So the ideas, concepts, when we derive into the model, when we want to see as a physical part, it requires some kind of media to manufacturing those kind of things. So 3D printing way of manufacturing is as a short-term result process. So through that, we can able to get the results in optimized time. So about us, we are 22 years old company, and we started our journey in 1999. And our 3D printing journey started since 2015 onwards. So we are having around 50 locations. We have offices around 500 employees across India, 2 manufacturing facilities, and most of the research and development is happening in Chennai facility. And like we have different type of polymer, metal, and recently we working with ceramic printings also. 27 global alliance, and like 10 own brands. Under Make in India, we ourselves creating our photo booth. It is more suitable for different type of fashion designs and other photo booth, photogrammetry applications. That also I will explain in coming slides. And like we have global customers as well. We creating our own 2D and 3D printer, and we are manufacturing in India and we are selling to outside the country as well. So east, west, north, south, all the region we have offices, all the major cities we have sales and technical support. And these are the OEM companies. It is maybe that is new to you all. These are the global based 3D printer manufacturer company. Start from 3D systems. We are the industry leader, so they have different type of 3D printing technologies. Through that, we can able to provide a lot of optimized design and textile parts through these technologies. What is that, and what are the parts we develop? I will explain to you. Apart from that, there are some other composite technology from Arcforge and Pickup. We can make a mannequins in fashion designs. Whenever we have to design the dresses, we have to wear and test. So that require mannequins. So there is a big market. So through 3D printing technologies with optimized and some creative designs of mannequins and leg face and all we can do design. And W2P is DMP technology. Sometimes we used to creative like jewelry and parts used to develop some creative designs that is possible with the digital light process. That also I will show you some images. And apart from that, the Melpio, Admatec, and Exerts, these are the metal and ceramic printing. Ceramic printing is one of the unique market. When I search about the textile technology, that nano particle textile process is booming now. Similar way with the nanoparticle ceramic printing, we are implementing to produce high complex and high creative products for the fashion and textile applications. So apart from that, we have a 3D scanners. Sometimes we have to scan some images. Through that, we derive our ideas. So for that, we have a handy scanners. So wherever we go, we can scan and get the full point cloud data. Through that, we can able to do the creative designs. So like with the complete portfolio, we are trying to provide the optimized solutions for any type of industries. So we have a different type of polymer material and metal, ceramic materials and thermoplastics, wax and composite material and even color models. So sometimes some kind of designs we have to demonstrate. So we have to complete color. We can take a 6 sides of photo. The 6 sides of photo is sufficient to create the full colored model. So that's how we can develop. That also I will show you in the coming slides. And we generally talk about industry 4.0. So there are like every 20 years or 30 years or 50 years, once there is a revolution changes is happening in every industries. In this industry 4.0, generally we talk about the digital manufacturing. And after COVID, this digital manufacturing making a big impact and a lot of supply chain issues also there. Through our 3D printing technologies, we address those issues. And with the 3D printing technologies, we are trying to provide the solutions in the short lead time. And moreover, we are trying to replace the existing process with the new technology. Instead of following the traditional way of process, we are trying to implement 3D printing technology. We are trying to partially replace this product development. So in previous time, if you see this, it is there in the market around 30 years. But the recent years, 2015 onwards, this particular technologies are start using in the manufacturing and end use applications. So it means we can directly produce the part, we can use it. In the medical application, we use as a dental implants, and in jewelry and ceramic parts, we can directly use it. And even watch designs or shoe designs or whatever it may be. So that kind of improvement is happening in the additive manufacturing process. So there's 4 phases of innovation. It start from the idea and concept, and then solution, and then market. So everyone have their unique idea. So it comes into the concept, it requires some expertise. Once the concept is ready, we have to go with the solutions. In the solution front, we are supporting with our 3D printing technology, and then it is marketing. It is always matter for any type of business. So if you see this current scenario, whenever we talk about the technologies, people we used to say it is expensive. So like any type of new technology come into the picture, it is always expensive. So, but right now, if you see this 3D printing technologies, yes, I also agree, it is 5 times expensive than the traditional way of manufacturing. If you want to make a ring in the conventional way of process, a plastic ring. If it is 1,000, it is a here 3D printing, it may be a 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees. So, but creativity is a main thing. If some kind of creativity is possible with the 3D printing technologies. In the next 5 years of view, we are continuously implementing this kind of technologies to reduce the cost of the product and the lead time of the product development. And future, if you see, surely we will match the traditional manufacturing with the 3D printing cost. So it means that right now the medical, if you see this medical implant and other things, it is all made through 3D printing technologies only. But in the other way, in automotive and footwear and other aerospace industries, partially they are using Boeing and Airbus, or they are widely using 3D printing technologies. But coming to the fast moving goods and fashion design and textile, it is slowly, it is in the concept stage, but it is moving forward. Maybe in soon 5 years to 10 years down the line, we may implement more into these technologies. Video about this 3D printing.
It started with a look.
So the digitalizations in the industries, if you see changing the way of the productions, like the design concept or manufacturing or fabrications or services, the digitalizations is making a big impact in the any type of industries. If you see this maturity of any type of technology or manufacturing process, the initial earlier of time it is a like hardware only we are using, and then software and hardware integrations, and then integrations between the industrial 4.0. Now we talking about the AI. So AI is making a big role in this any type of industries. There is a journey what we are seeing in this industry. In 3D printing technology in the fashion design, in any type of industries, they generally use any type of some kind of emerging technologies. But in 3D printing technologies, how we are supporting for the textile industries, we can even we can make some kind of fabric kind of parts in the conceptual stage of model. We can able to do that with the creative design. That is possible. What is the advantage we are getting here? We can reduce the waste. If you want to make a conventional way of process, we have to buy the material or we have to process that. There are a lot of wastes. And moreover, it is more dependent on manpower. It requires high skill labor. Here we are eliminating that like labor interventions also. Because of that, we are eliminating the error, and moreover, this 3D printing technology is providing the different iterations of the results. In one time, we can able to produce 3, 4 or different type of results with the emerging process. So how it is possible? So like many people know about that. So it requires some kind of 3D model. 3D model means that using the 3D modeling software or freeform software, we create the 3D model, slice and transfer the file into the machine, and then it will print, and then we'll get the part. This whole cycle it will take only 1 day time. So that is the biggest advantage what we are seeing here. So these are the some kind of like 2D to 3D conversions. Like in virtual, we can able to see these kind of things, but with the additive manufacturing process, we can see as a physical part. So these are the 3D printed dresses. It is already there in the market. It is designed and it is already executed in many ways. So why we are using this kind of fabrics? It has a good elongations in the property. So based on that, we choosing some kind of material. There are different type of material available in the market, but some kind of material is very suited for this kind of applications. For example, these are the some kind of flexible property material. It is very essential to create a type of textile. And moreover, the shoe industries right now, like a lot of big industries, even Google also start working with 3D printing technologies, especially for the footwear industries. So we can create the creative designs, and with the polymer material, we can make a like with compact shoes we can able to make with the creative designs. So there, the 3D printing is playing the major role. And SPAS, when we talk about SPAS, textiles we use many type of machines. So we for one particular spare, we have to wait to get the spare and then like get it ready the machines. So instead of those kind of small metal or plastic parts, when we have a 3D printing technologies or who have a 3D printing technologies, we can directly print and then we can use it. Even we have a 2D printers with us, flex printing and different type of printers, even HP printers. So whatever the small spares it is got broken or wear out, we can directly print the part from this 3D printing technology, and then we can use within a day time we can move. And apart from that, the photogrammetry is another thing that like full like full like 360-degree photos we can take it from the photogrammetry. We ourselves created our own photogrammetry sessions that I will show you in coming up slides. With that, what type of photos we can take and what type of output we can get it from that. Even ornament, what I'm talking about. So these are the some kind of polymer ornament. So it is for only fashion design applications, even studs and other ornaments also we can able to make it with the polymer. So what about 3D designs we are giving, it will deliver as a physical part. That is a deliverable what we are getting. Even jewelry designs, we have a wax printing and then polymer printer. Any type of complex geometrical with creative design with less volume is also possible with our additive manufacturing process. And ceramic, what I'm talking about, we closely working with the nano particle printing with the exact Israel-based company. So for that, using that technology, we can make a high complex profile with the ceramic as a end use parts. So type of 3D printing, I will remaining slides I will quickly go through. So with our art portfolio, we are trying to provide the solutions. We identify the requirement. This journey started in 1986 with the Chuck Kelly, the father of 3D printing technologies. This is the first camera cover what he innovated. Through this, technologies are penetrated in the market. In last 30 years, these technologies are widely used in the only R&D, but now we are widely used for medical, aerospace, and other end use applications. So generally, these technologies are categorized in a different way. We can use liquid form of material or wire form of material or powder form of material. This is a raw material what we have to give input. It will deliver as a jewelry or whatever it may be, a full model on this. So these are some line diagrams of different type of technologies. These are the like two technical and metal and ceramic printers are worked in this way. So with that, like applications, when we talk about applications, our textile applications is generally fall in custom and mass customization. Always creativity is playing a major role in the fashion designs. So that add more value. Something we have to differently we have to show. Apart from that, concept model and functional and rapid tooling and end use applications. These are the general applications there in the market. But custom designs, 3D printing is one of the key factors. Through that, we can able to process a lot of creative design like dresses and ornaments and all. So if you see this video, this video process.
name is Denise Perry. I just graduated from Chantal College of Design. I wanted to create a ready-to-wear collection printed entirely at home, using printers that anyone can get. I've spent the past year searching for the best solution. I worked with leading experts in the field. I really like the result. It looks a little bit like lace. And it moves beautifully. Just imagine the potential. If you're called to print your own jacket, traveling with no luggage, just print your clothes in the hotel room. Will we soon be able to design, share, and print our own clothes directly from home?
So this is one example. These are the parts what we developed at our end, Chennai facilities, one of our like North Indian company. So like the bits of pieces. It is an entire dresses, but the bits of pieces we ourselves design and then develop it. And then they right now they are using our 3D application for manufacturing these kind of parts. So these are the parts being developed by us, and it is a like OEM case study. It is a SRS technology. And this kind of complex creative designs, it is not at all possible with the conventional way of process. It requires high manpower skill, or it is only possible with the 3D way of process. So these are the some clothes, different type of textures, and
Three printing made a big splash when it first came out, and it seemed like everybody said they were doing the plastic toys. Now the technology is being used to make parts for cars, planes, and clothes.
Advanced technology doesn't just get somewhere every single day.
Alisa Yocum, president of SATS, tells us how 3D printing is going to be a couture game changer. Let's start with 3D printing wearable clothing.
This exercise power, embedded in a 3D printer, and then model is sent to the computer.
A designer draws up a model of a clothing item using fashion design software and sends the file to the 3D printing computer.
That computer slices up that model, so it has a layer by layer approach to how it's print it. And the laser goes in and hardens up that powdered material into the chainmail that you see here.
The finished product still has a plastic texture, but when worn over a bodysuit, it flows and moves with the body comfortably. Next, this technology isn't limited to clothing, it can also create jewelry with unusual designs.
And take a ring like this that has been printed in brass. And you'll see that there are two layers to this. So this top layer is much more vertical, inside is much smaller.
While traditional jewelry can be designed using tools that cut and engrave, 3D printing allows designers to shape metal and plastics in ways that can't be done by hand.
There's nothing that you would ever be able to do that can have you get this kind of complex or impossible geometry together in the traditional sense.
3D printed clothing, check. 3D printed jewelry, check. Finally, 3D printed fashion accessories.
In schools with glass designer, designer, Edward designer.
Andrew, Dr. Fashion Bernstein, is a huge fan of these lightweight 3D printed glasses that can be customized in any imaginable color or style. He also says to keep an eye out for 3D printed ties like the one he's wearing that can be made in just a few hours and are flexible and durable.
Look at that, isn't that cool?
We're getting all dressed up in fashion that's taking us to the next dimension.
so like we have a real-time case studies of that spectacle making and show you what we developed and what it is only from Bangalore customer only, like how optimized the solutions we provide for that. And these are the some color structure, the color jet printing output. So sometimes we expected ourselves, we get as statues is always special. So with our printing, within a 1 day, we can able to get this kind of output with a full colored model. So these are some real-time outputs what we are getting. This is in fashion design and other media applications. People are using these technologies for making this kind of things. You might see in the Hollywood films or something, some creative designs are designed and manufactured in the scaled down version, and they will project it in the big way. So that is 100% possible with this, and even fashion designs and this kind of memorable things we can able to process with that, and then we can showcase as a demonstration model for like education purpose or something. So these are the some. These are the DLP and then NJP output. This is a full color model. If you not believe, this is a 3D model images, and that one is a printed part output. So 100% we can match 1:1 that color availability. And if you see this video, the spectacle how we are making the full automations. It is not required even a single manpower. So this is a real-time examples. This particular spectacle is designed by one new person. So he's working with the in a few medical companies in Bengaluru, and he designed himself. This is the white color that yesterday part what we produced first time, and then we produced with the DLP technology. We produced the black color. What he's wear that is completely 3D printed apart from the glass. So it is for some purpose. So we can add some creativity into that, and we can provide the better results in better way. So this is a multi-chip printing. These are some 3D printing technologies. Machines looking like this. With that, we can able to make a different type of textures for different type of applications. And these are the different type of raw material what we are using. With this kind of material only, we are making those kind of textures. And statues, even some complex geometrical flexible parts, even elastomeric kind of output also we can get that output from the printer. That is a MJP multi-chip printing. It is a DLP process, a digital light process. Here we use liquid form of raw material with a different type of form of material, black color, white color, and even rubber jewelry parts. Within a day time, we can able to produce the ring. Even for example, one ring, if you take around 25 to 30 rings, within an 8 hours time, we can able to produce. And we can cure, and then we can use it for the prototype purpose. And you can convert that plastic into metal with the conventional way of process. And jewelry, this is the design what we are following. There is a WP production, which is a DLP technology. So through this, this is a platform size. So if you see this particular thing, Solflux 1650 is the name of the machine. It has a big envelope size, 42 rings. We can be able to produce. In 150, we can produce 7 rings, like within a 1 hour time. If there's a big 42 rings, we can produce in 1 hour time. So this is the process 3D model. It is a support software part. What we have to do. This is a real output. So that output we can use it as a master pattern to convert into metal, gold, or whatever it may be silver. So this is a composite parts. Sometimes composite material playing the major role. That the weight reduction playing the important fact without compromising the strength. And it is a complex geometrical good surface finishing parts you can produce through this assembly. And this is another small video of 3D scanning. When I'm talking about 3D scanning, how it works and what it delivers. I just play this video and then skip it. So we can scan this using the scanner. Wherever we are going, we can take, and then here itself we can scan human or statues or object or whatever it may be. So we can scan and then get as a 3D point cloud data with textures, with textures. To that we can directly go for the part production. This part has a lot of creative 2D images on the surfaces. So that scanning part will take hardly 15 to 30 minutes time. So with the textures we are getting this kind of output. We can completely 3D print these parts. So So this is some examples. We can scan human, big object, small object, even statues. We can use it for different type of formulations. So our facilities, we have a different type of facility, 3D printing process in our facilities. As I told, 19 printers. This is a photogrammetry that is called Orbit 3D. With that, we are providing the solutions for the area. This Orbit 3D is also used in the fashion design industries. What it delivers in photogrammetry. So these are the two humans standing inside the photogrammetry. It is taking photo using the 86 camera, and you can convert that images, 86 images using ZBrush, you convert into 3D model, and you can produce as a statue with the 100 amount height. So this whole process takes only 1 day time. So that is the advantage what we are getting from this photogrammetry, and it is we creating ourselves. It is our monotech product. So we installed in our Chennai facility. Right now we move these facilities into Delhi. These are all our employees who working with us, and most of the people are left, but even we have this statues with us right now. So conclusions, ultimately, any type of emerging technologies provide the optimized solutions. How we are implementing and when we are implementing is a matter. And with that, these technologies, we are like providing the solution inventory and supply chain activities. And we are serving for many industries, of course, automobile, aerospace, defense, energy, consumable, and textile, and other medical and other industries. I don't know whether this 30 or 45 minutes is not sufficient to explain all the detail. And we are there to help you, like our service head also there, Srikanth sir also there with us. So if any queries there, please let us know, and we are ready to help you. So, like, what is the value drives? Like, we reduce the cost. Ultimately, whatever we do, we have to reduce the cost. We can get the optimized results, and the fast time to market is always better. And supply chain efficiently, we have to do the supply chain activities. So the traditional manufacturing, it has its own advantages. There is no compromise with that. But with the additional 3D printing technology, we add more value to that. So we can improve the quality. We can deliver the product in faster time and cost reductions. So we do some consultation service. We visited your place and we identify some requirement. We suggest technologies and material if required. And like we provide benchmark, we develop some kind of small parts to have better understanding. And we just get a return on investment and we provide the complete solution. So if you have any query, please let us know. Thank you so much for your time. Very good time.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
My general check. Usually these tailoring halls are there who are stitching clothes like shirts, trousers, and blouses and all. Have you got any automated facility?
No, 3D printers per se can only provide you materials related to the tailor. So maybe buttons, maybe some plastic parts which can be integrated with fabric which the tailor is using, where he has to go out and purchase it from the market. Those things are now available. For example, let's say you want to have a kind of a plastic ornamental finish to the clothes. Earlier, he used to go and buy it from the market, but here he can have his own printer and customize it. There are plastic printers which are economical, but maybe not good for a tailor to do it because it's still expensive for him. He can give it to us, so we can make that particular part, like what you saw in the video. Some of the parts can be integrated to the fashion, to the clothing, and the tailor can embed it. It can be buttons, it can be some ornamental finish, whatever you want. But the full clothing automation from the tailoring point of view, it's only possible if you print the entire cloth as a fabric, as a wearable, as you saw from the video. So tailor has to shift completely from the cloth to a fabric which is from the 3D printing material. That's a long way to go. I think it's the cost factor which will drive over a period of time. So if you go for an expensive tailor, yes, obviously you can do it. Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. That was a very new approach to a fashion way that we all need, I guess. We'll move on to the next one. I'd like to invite Mr. Gopinath Rao, Deputy Director, MSMEDI, Government of India. Mr. P. Dora Babu, Assistant Director, Apparel Export Promotion Council. Mrs. P. L. Sridevi, Regional Officer, Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts. And our moderator, Dr. Ajay Kumar Nigam, CEO, NIF Foundation for Design and Innovation. For role of funding agencies, for discussion on role of funding agencies towards export marketing.
Can you get the chairs done?
You see?
No idea. I check my camera.
Light is there, right?
I kindly invite again Mr. Gopinath Rao, Deputy Director, MSMEDI, Government of India. Mr. P. Dora Babu, Assistant Director, Apparel Export Promotion Council. Mrs. P. L. Sridevi, Regional Officer, Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts. And our moderator, sir, Dr. Ajay Kumar Nigam, CEO, NIF Foundation for Design and Innovation.
Good afternoon. Late lunch, end of the day, energies in multiple directions. And with that, we're going to talk of one of the toughest subjects, which is funding and marketing, both together. And these are actually tough areas. As a country, we've been working on trying to enhance market access for products and services. In order to do that, funding is an important element. So I would like to hear from you now that what are your views on funding for enhancing markets? So that's an important element, and it is as a person from the export promotion council, you do come across the need to market products. When you're doing that, there are resource requirements, and as a government organization, and from the perspective of private sector also, you must have interacted with them. What role can the government play, and what role can the private sector?
Thank you. Good afternoon to all. I'm Sridevi from Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts and of the Western region. Our head office is in Delhi. It's basically under the Ministry of Textiles. It's the sponsored body. We are the only organization. I would like to say a few sentences about my organization. We are the only council focusing exclusively on handicrafts, and we are supporting, assisting, and even promoting the handicrafts in the country. We have started our journey in 1986, the very humble beginning with 385 exporters, and today we have 10,000 number exporters live. And in 1986, when we started, the export turnover is only 386 crores. Today it is 26,750 crores. So this is what thank you so much. Thank you. So as an export promotion, we are the one of the model council in India. We have total 32 councils in India for various products, and we are the biggest and model council. And I am proud to say we are providing, because I told you from 386 members today we have 10,000 members are with us. So all these are ones budding entrepreneurs and artisans. They came to us. We had given a marketing platform. We had supported through a government fund. That's why today that 386 increased to 10,000. So basically, as an organization, we are providing the marketing platform to our entrepreneurs, our artisans through exhibitions, international as well as the domestic exhibitions. And for these exhibitions, we used to give subsidy, because for every entrepreneur or a budding entrepreneur, it's a dream to participate in the international exhibition. It's quite expensive. So we used to give every exhibition, 90% of our exhibitions are funding from the Ministry of Textiles. So funding is very important for the budding entrepreneurs. Then when they became powered with confidence. So suppose many times we used to give complete, not subsidy, complete amount as a subsidy. Suppose if it is in Dubai exhibition, we used to give the previous years complete participation money as well as the airfare, everything. And if it is in Europe or America, we used to give 60 to 70% as a subsidy. So for every budding, not only even budding, every members, every other exporters are expecting subsidy from the organization, and we always there to help them through this subsidy. And another thing, this is the international exhibition. We used to hold domestic exhibition also, the best marketing platform. In that, in this coming 30th, we are going to organize the physical exhibition in Delhi, Greater Noida. This is the biggest congregation in the world. That is 3,500 participants. Overseas visitors. Because this is exclusively B2B show. Not a retail one, it's a B2B show. So those who are sitting here, I would like to request, though you are not dealing in handicraft, now just to have at least come and have a look of our exhibition, then you will change your mind. I am sure you will come to that this handicraft field also. So in this exhibition, after COVID, we are the first one in India to hold the exhibition. Last November also, we got such a huge response, because November, 1,250 importers visited. Why I am saying the accurate figure, we had given 5-star hotel accommodation free to all the buyers. That is the subsidy from the government we got to promote this fair after COVID. Today, now we are organizing on our own without any subsidy and all. This exhibition for 5 days exhibition in Greater Noida, and we are receiving very, very, very overwhelming response from all over the world, because these 8,000 overseas visitors, these are our regular visitors. That's why this fair is in the Limca Book of Records. So I would like to request you, because once you reach the venue, we have a feeling that we are in somewhere in America or Europe. It's because that is the Asia's biggest exhibition complex, that is India Exposition Mall, with 215 square meter area. So within that, we have permanent mart showrooms, 950 permanent showrooms, and the rest of the thing we used to construct as an exhibition box. So This is the one of the major activities of our organization, and through this, because everybody can't go to, every year we used to do more than 50 overseas exhibitions all over the world, B2B and B2C. But everybody can't go and participate in the abroad exhibition. So this exhibition, domestic exhibition, this is the best, huge, best, and what I can say, such a amazing marketing platform for all the budding people. And not even the budding people, big shark of the industry, 200 crores, 300 crores turnover exporters also. They are continuously participating in this exhibition. Because sitting in Delhi are participating there all over the world, more than 110 countries are visiting. Importers are visiting and seeing a product and getting the bulk order. What else they want. So this is one of the proud thing I'd like to say about my organization. And the next one, yeah.
So before I go to sir, question, which is, you say you guys are doing fantastic work. I appreciate that. But how do you select a young entrepreneur sitting somewhere in corner of the country?
Yeah.
So how does he reach out to you? How do you engage him? How do you move to support this particular business?
Yes. Actually, in India, we have 10 offices. In every metropolitan cities, we have the offices. In the south, it is the only one office. Otherwise, we have 10 offices in all parts of the country. And in every regional offices, apart from that, in the website, that not only in the website, and we used to wide publicity for the exhibition. And most of everybody in the handicraft sector, everybody knows about this fair. This we have started 1994. So this long journey, this successful journey. That's why I'm telling that we have started this exhibition with only 2 halls with 300 exhibitors. Now 295 exhibitors. Today this is 3,500 exhibitors. That means I think the publicity, how much publicity we are giving.
Right. Appreciate that. And so I would like to understand from an export perspective and financing perspective, both, that funding becomes an important area for people who want to make it foray to the global markets. We have international delegates also. So they have come here. But if a large number of Indian small scale enterprises, startups have to reach out, maybe Europe, North America, so there is a funding. So what's your take on that? And also, if you could talk about your organization and what are you doing for the ecosystem.
Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity here to speak about my department schemes. As you know, the MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises, it's a very big sector, which this sector also comes under, handicrafts also comes as part of that. Everything comes as part of that. And whatever the schemes are there, it will be different because it's MSME, not a specific sector. If you take in terms of the funding pack, so we have MSMEs right from the budding institute who wants to start industry, funding support is there, and those who want already existing line, they want to export or they want to improve their businesses or they want to improve their marketing skills or technology, anything, we have a funding support. As prospective budding entrepreneurs who want to start the industry in the beginning, we have a prime minister fund integration program where an entrepreneur can take the benefits to 25 lakhs with a subsidy from 25% to 35%. And both either in the rural or urban area can select any place they can do it. And those who are already there, it's really for one more scheme that is Stand Up India, which is very, very important scheme, especially for women and disability categories, where the loan credit facilities can be availed from 10 lakhs to 7 lakhs from the 1 crore to 1 crore. And also the credit plus schemes, we have 2 crores where the product free, third party guarantee, without third party guarantee, up to 2 crores benefits. So this can be existing as well as even the speed. And when we talk about the export, normally all the manufacturing orders, either we have to open the LC or any other route, they have to make sure that they get the goods. That is one important point. Because the authenticity of the supplier is very important whenever you do export. So in that case, and also that is one part. The other part is to encourage more and more MSMEs to participate in the domestic as well as international trade fair. We have schemes under procurement and marketing scheme, famous schemes, where just like that said, we are also giving traveling expenses as well as salary for exclusive for many states to get up to 100% we are going to invest. So they can participate anywhere in India or even the international trade fair. That is to promote more MSMEs. That is one.
So very interesting thought coming to the mind. So yours is the Ministry of Textiles.
Ministry of
Yours is
Ministry of
the
Ministry.
So as an entrepreneur, how do I take advantage of both for a single use?
No, only one.
Ministry.
You can come to me, I can do.
It's a government activity, right?
It is an integrated system. I think so when we, similarly, in other cases, same thing happened. They used to take multiple ways, the advantages. Then the system got integrated.
So we are saying we can work with one nodal agency only.
Yes.
For
one fair, one event. Yeah.
That is when we are restricted to 2 events per unit in a year.
In a year.
You can participate.
And is that same true for
three? Yeah.
So for an entrepreneur, there are 5.
Yes.
Right. So I come
2 or 3.
3. And maybe making Ministry of Information Technology comes in, so it will help me within the 2 or 3 somewhere there. So I need to keep a lookout on how many schemes are there, and then tailor make my action point to work with multiple ministries. Is that allowed? Is that possible? Like 5 you said is okay.
See, if you want all the benefits, a scheme you can take it from either from MSME or from the Ministry of Textiles. See, not in both.
No, so for one event, I go to you. The second event, I go to you. So my quota gets exhausted. Something else is happening, I can come to Ministry of Textiles.
Absolutely fine.
Okay, so that is why I have to
Not
keep it
same unit you cannot have to.
for them, for you.
Yeah.
So I can have 2 here and 3 here. That keeps on getting added.
But normally, one entrepreneur means basically he is focusing on one product. Suppose it is handicrafts. So handicrafts means either MSME or Ministry of Textiles or any not any other organization.
Okay.
Yeah, for 2 organizations.
Digital promotion. Maybe I go discuss somebody else. So actually there are multiple possibilities which can be explored. And with new technological changes coming, how do you think one should look at future? Maybe not physical. I want to participate exclusive in a paid event virtually. So how does that work?
It's actually this virtual the trade fair the moment started out in this pandemic.
Correct.
So I think we're all in offline event. Now virtual started. We are now ministries not thinking and they are asking how many online events or sessions you are done. That's what they have asked us. To give total number of sessions, what is the webinar. And still we are not doing one or 2 sessions or workshop only on an event, trade fair. But it's not fully now started because already everything is open now. Even they are asking to go offline.
One thing I would like to say, this virtual event and this is very long. Suppose we are charging 1 lakh for 9 square meters for the physical in Delhi. At the same time, we have conducted in this pandemic time 3 to 4 exhibitions. That is also B2B international exhibitions. In that, the booth is only 10,000 rupees. That is the difference.
Yeah. Which is very good for the entrepreneur who is thinking from a digital perspective.
Yeah.
So an interesting experience. So I'm looking at India versus China in terms of virtual exhibitions. An exhibition happens maybe virtually, and maybe there's a European organization or an American organization. So the Indian entrepreneur comes to an Indian booth managed by Government of India, part of us. What kind of support is actually being provided to that entrepreneur who is there on the virtual exhibition, and he is virtually meeting other people, other buyers. So what kind of facilitation is provided? That becomes an interesting element of just having a space there. You could be sitting in a space, but without somebody helping you out to meet the buyers. So what are your thoughts on that? How should we as a country think of those things?
Basically, when we do actual trade, we'll have full packages, right? From trying to explaining our schemes and the stalls and the arranging the link with the buyers, and also showing the product showcasing this and interaction with the clients. That is the normal mode of operations in any trade. Here also in India, this is just beginning because the pandemic only we started all these things. Yeah, it's a learning. So learn by working. That is a very big learning. And I hope now the option is there for customers. Either whether you can go offline or online. So what is the advantages for both? That we have to think. Virtual also, as ma'am said, it's a cost is very less. And it's easy because the same offline effect what is there. Sometimes we try to manage the online. That way we are trying to do. But still, I have to get a more and more
Experience of doing things as a country we need to learn and learn from experiences of
one thing we have to do because earlier we started in 2003, we started a program called Cluster Development Program. So it was about that time. So we started a big program here in the semester. So over a period of time, we learned how to do it with the incorporation, plans, with schemes, everything that cluster development program. Today we are now fully implemented that scheme. So almost 100 clusters across India we are operating. So that will be developed. So we think that's why it's
you wanted to share something.
Yeah. So you asked the question how the entrepreneurs can interact with the virtually the partners. See, my personal experience I'm telling after this COVID, when we are the first one, I would like to say we are the trendsetters in organizing a series of virtual fairs in India. That time Modi personally congratulated us for the success. Yeah. So the virtual when we organized the exhibition, each and every officers we according to the timing. It is if I called to America. So I used to the entire night we used to 24/7 that time we worked. So we used to call one to one. We got the confirmation. So we are interested. But we used to call them, you are really interested because sometimes field visitors also we used to get for the virtual fair also. So then we used to talk them, we used to confirm them. After that, when the fair started, when they visited, suppose one booth they have visited. So the entire our IT backup is there for our visiting. And once they visit the booth, suppose the exhibitor, French buyer, they don't know French, right? So immediately we have the interpreter service there. Then there is a chat box. They can chat. That interpreter they used to have. Everything is side by side. So then, if any they place one not order because virtually nobody, frankly speaking, nobody placed an order or nothing because unless and until on seeing virtually the products, they don't have so much idea. When you touch and feel and everything, then only they will pay
Everything
some.
cannot be.
Yeah. So then when they ask for the sample, then we used to that the logistics, how the further procedure, everything we used to assist them. Yeah, each and every exhibitor, because everybody is new on this platform, so we can't expect our member exporters, our these entrepreneurs, they can directly they can interact with them. We will make the difficult. So every point backup of players.
Very nice, very nice. And that is where the world is moving to. And as an industry, as people engaging in the textile space, we need to prepare for that. So are there any something specific within the MSP sector for export promotion for the textile, which is not being done by Ministry of Textile?
We have only this trade-based participation in exporters and financial schemes, as I mentioned. Export specifically, we don't have. It will also apply to
Right, and you need to fit into that
Yes,
schema.
yes.
But you should understand that there are a lot of entrepreneurs who would like something very special for the textile segment.
As a export promotion council, we are not only focusing exports, we are also doing skill development programs for the artisans, for the entrepreneurs. And apart from that, we can't expect one entrepreneur sitting in Dharwad or Hubli, even in Bangalore, their product is up to the international market level. So we used to give the design upgradation for the products. Each and every cluster we used to give. So we have our own design department. And apart from that, DC is also a panel of designers there. So ministries used to give fund for program 10 lakh, 12 lakh, whatever. So I used to, this year I have done 12 programs across South. So can you imagine in Kerala, why not? We have selected normal from the ground level people, from the scratch, we have trained them, and within 2 months, at the very function when I have gone there, really I was surprised and shocked to see that they have done beautiful products in the embroidery. So we used to give training like entire southern states, those who have the NGO, foundation, society, whatever, they have a group of artisans, we are ready to give, and we used to give technical training and skill development programs for the upgradation of their product and even first training. That also we used. So when we organized our toy exhibition last year, National Toy Fair, Modi said to the whole country, he said, you should focus on toy. So that National Toy Exhibition means all the clusters. Toy artisans are in the clusters. They don't know what is international platform, how to export, and all. It's just new for them. For them also, virtually we have organized the fair. We have invited all the artisans, and we have set up every clusters. We have set up a backup with a team, with IT team, and we have organized that exhibition virtually. Yeah, because then we trained them how to make the gateway of payment, how to do it, logistic. These are what they don't know. Virtually, they got so many orders because that is a domestic exhibition, but they don't know how to courier them. So everything we have done the training and all, like that.
It is only through these skill development things. Yes, sir.
So one thing here, to specifically toys, we work for the cluster of in association with other people. And we have selected some, not only improve the marketing of these toys, we have selected around 2-3 toys, and under our design gimmick scheme, we, through the help of the of science, we are now trying to incorporate more and more IoT-based items.
Oh, that's nice. So
So
technology.
already 2 toys they already experimentally they have done it, and think it will increase the marketability of this toys. That's what, as per the instruction from our PM office as well as from our ministry. So we took that scheme with the help of, yeah. Of course, the Institute of Sciences, I know, is linking with the agency for design clinics. It's one of the most important steps.
Right, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Lovely chatting with you. I would like to thank the representatives from 2 different ministries on the stage here with me. And I'm open to questions. Both the ministries are here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Any questions of any kind? Yes, ma'am.
So, ma'am, both of you can any. I think I'm loud enough.
No, that's for others.
So, ma'am, I suppose I'm a budding entrepreneur, but I'm based out of a rural setup in India because most of the handicraft workers or textile workers, they're weavers, they're from the rural background. How do I ensure that because I don't have a smart device in my hand, I have a basic Nokia or some basic phone in my hand. How do I ensure that I keep on doing because I get exposure fine, but how I keep to it? Because I can't connect to a international speaker on my own. I don't understand the language or perhaps something like that. How do you then go ahead and keep at it? Keep up your business with that, because it's very difficult. A lot of things come in between. People will tell us, we'll integrate, or a lot of middlemen come in the picture. And that's how perhaps the art gets lost somewhere. How do we encourage that?
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. Middlemen always exploit the artisans. But as you said, as I said earlier, every region we have offices, regional offices. In north, wherever. So we have regional offices. Artisans, they can easily approach the offices. Otherwise, we used to give training programs, awareness programs, development programs in the clusters. But the people should come forward because across the India, we can't go each and every cluster. It is not the scenario whether suppose if you are holding an NGO, you have the group of artisans, then you can come as a face to our office so that we can come forward to help the artisans. Otherwise, across the country, this is the scenario. Middleman is exploit. I can't say exploiting because they are smart enough. But nowadays, scenario changed. Even artisans understand that. Because for the last, I joined this Bengaluru office 3 years back. That time and this time, within 3 years, I can see the change visibly. Why? We are educating them, we are doing awareness programs in all the clusters. Almost I have covered so many clusters. So that in the regional language we used to educate them.
Thank you.
One more point. We have MSME registration online portal. So earlier we used to do the entrepreneur used to submit a document, come to the office, and then go on work, and then they used to get the certificate to give other or year part 2 related. Now it's all digital. You have to visit, log in our website. Registration.gov.in. Go to start industries and a micro or small industry. You have to register. That was the last day this month. So here, in spite of we are running on the portal itself, it's a free of cost everything. Still, there is some certain websites with that. There they will develop. They will charge some amount.
So because I just said now there are a lot of people who who are not very used to the smart technology.
In spite of doing giving in the social media as well as in the newspaper or in people still they want to go and pay the things and get the things that still there is going on. But it takes some time to get used with the system.
Thank you so much.
Right. If there are any more questions? Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for this intelligent discussion, sir and ma'am. I now request Mrs. Kavita Rao to please come on the stage. Also, I request Dr. Ajit Kumar Nigam, CEO, Unit Foundation for Design Innovation, to be on the stage, please. I request Dr. Nigam to kindly present ma'am with a bouquet.
Before I present this bouquet, what's your team? Phenomenal work. Thank you so much. The kind of support you have given to us on ground is immense. Is Ashwarya ji here? Can you call, please? Yes, of course, I would like to give it to you. And from bottom of the heart, we would like to thank you for the kind of support you have. For last 2 days, you guys have been sitting late in the night and working with us. Thank you so much, man. Okay.
I would request Dr. Nigam to please give the valedictory session.
As today, as we close this program, it gives me an immense pleasure to really look at what happened over the last 2 days. We came in the morning, we had excellent interaction and support with the political establishment in Karnataka. Both the ministers were MSME and Minister for the Industry. So we not only met them in the conference here, we also met them outside. And the kind of promises we have received from them is immense. That being said, it is the support of the local team on the ground which is critical, which ensured that this is a reality and this is possible. Please understand this. Putting stakeholders across various ministries with their own different objectives, putting it out as Mrs. Susan, Director of National Institute of Fashion Technology, mentioned, connecting the dots to leverage is the most important element. We have delegates from outside the country. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. There are two of our friends from Mauritius. Oh, the vision of this program was very simple. But when you put the simplicity into action with multiple stakeholders, the gear starts rolling. And whenever a gear is rolling, it requires oiling. And this is done when we have a clean heart and we start working towards a national objective. All of us have rendered service, both the government in the private sector, and some of the seniors present have given their lives in this sector. It's time that we create an environment. We create an environment for the next generation, so that we are in a position to leverage their novel thoughts. Okay, they are seeing issues and problems. Some of them have been created by our generation or generation before us, and the cycle is turning. We must accept that as reality and move forward. So with these thoughts in mind, we sat down together to create what we called a global spin conclave.
global. Of course, that is how we want to spin because it is related to the textile sector. And when we started interacting, we realized there are two issues which are there. One is market access. Second is funding. So we decided that we need to reach out and strengthen the ecosystem. So we are doing this in Bangalore. We are doing this in Mumbai. We are doing this in Delhi. These are the starting points. And we have some international delegates here, a different set of international delegates in Mumbai, and another is a different set of international delegates in Delhi. The partners at those locations are some are common, some are different. So when we are putting all these things together, we find that the ecosystem starts growing. And the minute the ecosystem starts growing, there are networking opportunities. And networking, I mean, not in the traditional negative sense, but in a sense that we are in a position to leverage that for the betterment of the country. So that is what we've set out to do. It's going to be a long journey. It's going to be a tough journey. There will be complications. There will be issues. We have to accept that as a reality. But we need to figure out our ways forward. And if you're able to figure out the ways forward, things will move on. Over the coming years, we are looking at trying to institutionalize this. How do we institutionalize this? Yes, through multiple activities. One, we would, so this GlobalSpin Conclave 2022 is a series. We would like to do similar thing year on year. Okay. Then the relationship built during this conclave. So remember, we chose the word conclave as against a conference. Okay. Free minds, we talk, we discuss, and see what is possible. So the work between the 2 points, between say activity 1 and activity 2, requires a lot of work. Because the real work actually starts on ground as we speak. And when we are doing this, I would be reaching out to a lot of you, and I would request for your support on ground as we move forward. But unless until we get the support of local participants, it does not work. You can visualize, but when you have to execute on ground, it is a different thing. It is somebody who's working with a set of people for years together. That's serious hard work on ground. And that is what we would like to appreciate from this stage. And we are looking forward for your support as we move on. Aishwarya Ji's organization has done fantastic work and she's working with a lot of women. And this is what is of interest to us. The textile segment, the fashion segment, has a very large number of women in this system. And these women are both at leadership level and a larger level at ground zero. How do we reach it? I'll give you an example. I've been traveling the hills, especially Uttarakhand region. And when I go to the houses of the artisans on ground, there are huge amount of cultural issues. Beautiful products, but the lady who has made the product will not talk to me. Okay. I can't. Okay, product is lying there. Can I really go in? No, I can't. Okay. So this is where my local partners support me. Okay, we can talk about it, but actually putting those things on ground requires support from local organizations, and so that is what we need to do. Not only in Karnataka, in Maharashtra, in Delhi, in Uttarakhand. So we want to take this mission forward. And once we are able to do this, from our perspective, from the NIFT Foundation for Design Innovation perspective, what is our end goal of doing this? Through the support of my local partners, we would be in a position to identify with which kind of people we would like to work. I'm not in a position to make a judgment on what is happening on ground. I would rely on my local partners who would say, you know what, they have done this evaluation and they find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 set of people who are good. Can we go ahead and work with it? We take that as an input, put it through a process. The process is fine. I'm working with this, so let's figure out ways of ensuring market access for them. That is what we could do. But I would not be in a position to identify people on ground. But without the people on ground, can that vision be realized? Absolutely not. So it is a relationship, and with equal respect to all, we work together and take it forward. So that is what I wanted to convey. And as a representative from Ministry of Textiles and NIFT Foundation for Design Innovation, National Institute of Fashion Technology, and the foundation both are committed to working with the multiple partners, multiple stakeholders to create a vision or trying to ensure that the Indian fashion and textiles moves up the value chain. When they move up the value chain, we would be naturally empowering a huge amount of people. So that's what the vision is, and that is what we have set out. It's going to be a long journey, but I'm sure we will get there. This another thing which I wanted to convey. So Yashi, there are some awards which are there. So would you like to talk about those awards here? So I'm going to let Yash talk about those awards. In this segment, we want to institutionalize certain awards for people who are starting out. Large industries, yes, they have their own conclaves, they have their own systems on ground. But what about this young person starting out and trying to do an innovation? As a government of India enterprise, we should encourage that. So we've thought about certain things, and those awards will be institutionalized. And Yash, why don't you share what the awards are?
So we are opening the nominations for the award, the GlobalSpin Awards 2022, in 3 categories: handloom, textile and apparel. The other category is technology and innovation, and the third category is startups. And under each category, we have 12 awards. So in totality, we have 3 categories and 36 awards. And these awards are on different fields, focusing startups, women entrepreneurs, and it is to encourage those who have done an exceptionally good work, not only for the society, but also for the sustainable livelihood, for climate, for environment, keeping textile fabric as a material. And the nomination for these awards will be closing on 15th of May. It will be starting on 1st of April. So we will have 45 days for the awards. And in these awards, whom we call the where we are inviting that textile industry. So I will read: the textile industry prides itself on providing one of the 3 basic needs to mankind. But our world of textiles and fashion can sometimes be pretty dehumanizing. It's easy to forget that every garment or fabric we wear and use are the result of hard work and struggle by real people. That's why we put together a board to offer a window into the lives and work of those real people. We would like to acknowledge the real people who have done the real work in the field of textile, not limiting only to handloom sector, but also to eco textiles and apparel sector. Dr. Nigam.
All right. Thank you, Yash, for this.
These are the categories.
So the three categories: handloom, textile, technology, innovation, and startups. Details of this will be shared with you shortly. And my request to all those present here, please send this out to your friends and also nominate people you know. We would not know, okay, that there is a guy or a young lady or an old lady doing excellent work. Okay, this information has to reach us. And I'm also requesting the governmental authorities from both the ministries here. So please help us to do that. So once we know that these, then we can figure out a way to help them out. And I would not like to use use the word help. Apologies for that. They are already doing stuff. We can only play a small role in handling. That is what we want.
And since it's building EPCH, EPCH has first-time exporters, existing exporters, and also the SAP exporters. So SAP exporters are already established exporters. They have their market, they have their product, they have their buyers. Then the second category are those exporters who are going to export. They are members of EPCH, and they are through EPCH. They are trying to explore the new markets and the buyers for their own livelihoods, for their sustainability. And then third type of exporters who are the first time exporters who do not know much about how to export, and they are looking forward for the support, guidance, and the services of EPCH and the other export promotion councils for them to help for becoming a successful exporter, from a first time exporter to a successful exporter. So in the complete value chain, there are lots of people who already have their product ready, who already have their manufacturing units, who already have right kind of certificates and the compliances in place, but still they don't have the right people like you to guide them.
Actually, yes, we can take this offline and you can get a one-on-one discussion with ma'am. And with this, we come to a close of this wonderful and exciting event. And before we close, I really would like to thank my international guests who were here, and also all of you who took their time off and participated in this, and the kind of support we have received from the local partners here. Thank you so much for this. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you so much.
And please join us for tea.